ちょっとね時間が空いちゃったんですよね。確か前回はですねちょっとだけ前回の動画を見たんですけどもね、ベネチアが終わってスイスのローザンヌに向かっておりますね。途中ミラノ駅に本当は止まる列車だと思うんですけどね。で今列車の中にはですね、乗客としては、18人乗っていて、その中の12人はもう容疑者って決まっているわけですよ。でも13人目のね犯人もいるということで、その人は誰なのかということで、残りの8人の中の4人まで絞っていて、その4人に今から、事情聴取しに行くみたいな、そんな展開ですね。じゃあ出ましょうか、ここね。どっちから行こうか。後ろから行くか。でも一人一人名前と顔を全然覚えてないので、誰が誰だかなんかわかんないですね。
Sir, let me explain.
She's on the phone.
もうしょうがないじゃん。ここは行き止まりです。
I know.
ああ、これはね、
I'll let her rest.
一緒に捜査してた女性の警察官ですね。ここにいたんだよね、さっきね。なんかさ、考えたりできないのかな。まあいいや。ヒゲだ。
You can never have too many of these.
ああ、後ろの車両歩いてる時もあったかもしれないね。よく見たら。ザ・グレート・ガギャツビー、小説かなんかかな。何もできないみたい。これ前回触ったっけ。何もできないのかな。何もできないみたい。
Doctor, I need to question Countess Andrény.
I'm afraid that won't be possible, Mr. Poirot. The Countess had an anxiety attack when we arrived in Venice. She was terrified.
このね、女性の人もね、残りの4人の中の1人なんですけどね。
She has been sleeping since.
You have stayed with her all the time we were in Venice?
Count Andrei begged me to watch over her. I have not left his room.
You're the reason she's in this state.
Book voted to absolve you all.
I accepted his verdict. I told her. I tried to reason with her. What she has already suffered, the strain of these last few days, it was too much.
I understand, Count. It's quite all right. I have the answers I came for.
もうこの人はいいんだ。あと3人ですね。そしたら
Ah, Michel. I have a few more questions to ask you, if you will allow me.
Anything, Monsieur Poirot. We are in your debt.
Please tell me your movements when we were stopped at Venice Station.
Once the compartments were cleaned and the linen refreshed, I stayed in my quarters.
Did you notice anything special? Comings and goings?
Monsieur Bouc had asked everyone to stay in their compartments. I would occasionally walk the train to ensure everyone was comfortable. Oh, I saw Monsieur Maury was all alone loading his crates of provisions. A great ship like that, reduced to petty labor, I would have helped him. But Monsieur Bouc had ordered me not to leave the train for any reason. So, Monsieur Maury was forced to labor alone.
時系列ラーチェット殺害当日のラーチェット時系列
Let us review the actual timeline of the night of Ratchet's
Timeline.
murder, not the one manufactured to hide your crime.
I left the train in Minkowski for a smoke. Then I resumed my post. That was the truth. The train departed on schedule. But then, of course, an avalanche of snow blocked the tracks. At 12:45, Madame Hubbard and I met in her compartment to discuss how to adapt our plan.
Due to the snow. And, well,
The little play we had staged for you had to be rewritten. I left her compartment at approximately 1:15.
then the curtain went up. Calls in the night, the red kimono, all for my benefit.
And all for nothing, as it turned out.
Do not blame yourself, Michel. I am the theater critic no playwright wants to see in the audience.
これでいいんだ。トイレは何もないね。じゃあモリさんに会いに行きましょうかね。何もないよね、こんなところはね。バーです、バー。バーバーバーバーバーン。ラウンジを抜けて。
You play well. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Many years of piano lessons thanks to my mother. I try to play in a few clubs in Paris when I get the chance. But as you can see, it hasn't made me rich. What can I do for you?
Conversation only.
あなたはベニチャで何をしていたか包丁見せてもらう。
Tell me about your time in Venice.
I had Monsieur Bouc's permission to see my sister. She lives in Marghera, just outside of Venice. She had a baby a few weeks ago. This was my first chance to meet my new nephew.
Monsieur Bouc gave you permission?
Yes, you can ask him.
Most assuredly, I will. What time did you leave, and when did you return?
I left around 9:10 p.m. I was back by 10:45 p.m. When I got back, Hotaru was in a lot of pain. I gave him a back massage.
That would have been enough time to kill Monsieur Wadi and return to the...
ワディ。
May I see your knives?
Of course, they are here.
If you don't mind.
Help yourself. They are under the bar counter.
Tell me again about your poker game the night of the murder.
It's a regular game to help relax after a long day. Let's see, we started around 11 p.m. We took a short break in Vinkovsky, Kotaro, Pierre and I. The game finished up around 2 a.m. We'd all had quite a bit to drink. Ah, yes, I left for about 10 minutes to refrigerate champagne for the next day. That must have been around 1 a.m.
OK。
None of these come close to the wounds on either body.
ここはいいか。特に何かがあるってわけではないね。レストラン。
You told Fauché he could go into Venice?
Marghera, actually. Not so far away. It was his only chance to see his sister. He's been working every trade for weeks. There is never time to see the new baby.
Enough, Book. Your heart does you credit, but your common sense...
I know. But it's fine. Isn't it? He did come back.
Oh, it's fine, as you say. Unless he saw the baby, then killed someone else and returned to the train.
But that's monstrous.
Murder is always monstrous, my friend.
アフェラノアフェラノアフェラノってなんだろうね。これは一体何ですか。天草みたいですよね。天草かなこれ。天草があるわけないよね。あるとしたら寒天になってなんだろうねこれ。わからん。あ、サフランか。サフラン、ベニマナ、サフランだっけ。ベニバナとサフランって一緒だっけ。サフラノ、サフラノ、アフラノ、サフラン。まあいいや。ベニバナ、サフラン。
Good evening, Monsieur Mori. May I have a moment of your time? I have a few questions to ask you.
Of course, as long as you don't mind if dinner is ruined.
I promise to be as brief as possible. What did you do while we were stopped in Venice?
With Freya's help, I loaded fresh produce for the next part of our journey. Then, you may not believe this, but my job requires a lot of physical labor. My back suffers. Fortunately, John has become quite adept at separating my vertebrae.
今回はね、これ終了です。